Picture this. You're in a team meeting. Everyone's discussing a new project. Your manager turns to you and says, "So, what are your thoughts?" And in that moment, your mind goes completely blank. All the brilliant ideas you had just 5 minutes ago have vanished.
Oh, I know that feeling. Your heart starts pounding and you manage to say something like, I think it is maybe good.
Exactly. It's that moment of panic, and you know your English is better than that, but the words just don't come out right. If that sounds familiar, we are so glad you are tuning in today.
Welcome to Boost Your Business English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chloe, and we're here to help you solve that exact problem. Because here's the secret. The issue isn't your grammar or your vocabulary size. It's about not having the right professional phrases ready to go.
It's like having a toolbox with only a hammer. You can get some jobs done, but you can't build a house. Today, we're giving you a massive toolbox upgrade. We're going to give you 25 essential phrases that will make you sound more professional, confident, and fluent in any business situation.
We've broken them down into 5 key categories. And Alex, you have to tell them about the last one.
Right. You absolutely have to stay with us until the end because we're saving the most powerful sentence of all for last. Trust me, once you hear it, you'll use it every single week. It's a game changer.
Okay, let's get started. Our first category is giving your opinion professionally. Instead of "I think," which can sound a bit weak or hesitant, let's upgrade it.
Right. So instead of, I think this is a good idea, what can we say, Chloe?
Well, a great one is, "in my view." It sounds confident and considered. Let's try our first hear it, repeat it, use it. I'll say the phrase, leave a pause for you to say it out loud, and then we'll use it. Ready?
That's much stronger. Another great alternative is from my perspective. It shows you're offering your unique viewpoint. For example, from my perspective, the marketing data suggests a different approach.
I love that one. Okay, here's a slightly more formal one. I would argue that this is perfect for when you are making a strong case for something. Let's practice it.
Excellent. And 2 more quick ones for this category. It seems to me that, which is a bit softer, and my feeling is that, which brings in a bit of intuition. Both are fantastic upgrades from I think.
So you've given your opinion confidently, but what happens when someone else gives an opinion you don't agree with? This leads to category 2, agreeing and disagreeing politely.
This is crucial. You can't just say, no, you're wrong. That's a career killer. So instead of a blunt, I disagree, what's a better way?
Let's start with a classic. That's a fair point, however. It shows you respect their view before presenting your own. This one is so important, it's worth practicing.
So good. Another one I use all the time is, I see where you're coming from, but it's empathetic. It says, I understand your logic, which makes people more open to hearing your alternative. For instance, I see where you're coming from with the timeline, but have we factored in potential delays?
Perfect. If you want to be even more direct but still polite, you can say, "I'm not entirely convinced that." It clearly states your doubt without being aggressive. Let's practice.
And 2 more for your list. I think we're aligned on the main point, which is great for finding common ground, and the very subtle, that's one way to look at it, which signals disagreement without starting a conflict. Okay, on to category 3, moving a conversation forward. Meetings can easily get off topic. Having phrases to control the flow is a superpower.
Yes, instead of just sitting there while someone talks for 10 minutes about something irrelevant, you can politely steer the conversation back. A simple one is, let's move on to. For example, great discussion on marketing. Let's move on to the sales figures.
A great one for the end of a topic is to summarize what we've discussed. This shows leadership and ensures everyone is on the same page. Let's do a hear it, repeat it, use it for that.
What about when someone brings up a good but totally separate topic? You don't want to be rude, but you need to stay on track.
My favorite for this is, can we park that for now and come back to it? It validates their point but keeps the agenda moving. Let's practice.
Just to clarify, for when you need to confirm understanding, and if I could just add something here, which is a polite way to interject. All right, let's dive into category 4, buying time and thinking out loud. This is for when your manager puts you on the spot with a question you don't know the answer to.
The, moment. We can do better than that. The number one phrase here is simple and effective. That's a really good question. It's polite, it buys you a few seconds, and it makes the other person feel smart.
Let me think about that for a moment. It shows you're taking their question seriously. Let's practice that one.
So, what if you have a partial answer, but you're not 100% sure? A great phrase is, off the top of my head, I would say, this signals that it's your first thought and might not be the final data-backed answer.
That's so useful. And if you genuinely can't answer, don't guess. Use this phrase. I'd want to look into that before I commit to an answer. It shows responsibility. Let's practice it.
And our final phrase in this category is, my initial reaction is. It's similar to off the top of my head and helps you share a first impression without making a final decision.
Exactly. So let's get to our final category of chunks, closing and following up. How do you end a conversation or meeting effectively?
Instead of an awkward silence at the end, take control. A great phrase is, just to confirm what we've agreed. This is a fantastic way to summarize action points.
And if an action point is for you, you can say, I'll follow up on that by end of day. It's specific, professional, and builds trust. Let's try that one.
What if someone gives you verbal instructions that are a bit complicated? A crucial phrase is, could you send me that in writing? It's a polite request for documentation that prevents misunderstandings. Let's practice.
The final two are perfect for meetings. Let's schedule a follow-up to revisit this for ongoing topics and the classic ending. Thanks, everyone. Really productive session. Which brings us to the big moment, Alex. At the start of the show, you promised our listeners the single most powerful phrase.
I did. And after going through all 25 phrases, the one I believe is the most transformative for your career is from our second category. It is, drum roll, that's a fair point. However,
A great choice. Why that one specifically?
because the ability to disagree politely and professionally is a game changer. Junior employees often agree with everything because they're afraid to speak up. Senior leaders know how to challenge ideas respectfully. This phrase is the bridge. It shows you listen, you respect your colleague, but you have a different perspective. It's the foundation of strategic contribution. Master this phrase, and you will be seen in a whole new light at work.
I completely agree. It's about being constructive, not combative. So we've given you 25 powerful phrases. What now?
Here's your practice exercise. Don't try to memorize all 25 at once. Pick just 3. Maybe one from giving opinions, one from disagreeing, and one from buying time. Write them down. Your goal is to use them in your next meeting or your next email this week.
That's such a great tip. Small, consistent practice is the key. And if you want more practical tips like this, be sure to explore the other episodes on our channel. We cover everything from presentations to small talk.
And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe or follow button. It's the best way to support the show and help us keep creating content for you.
We have one last thing to ask of you. We want to hear from you in the comments. Here's our question for you today. Which of these 25 phrases are you going to use first, and in what situation?
Tell us in the comments. Sharing your plan makes you more likely to do it, and it's a great way for our community to learn from each other.
Thank you so much for investing your time with us today. Keep practicing, and you will speak like a pro in no time.
You've got this. Until next time.